Hello everybody, this is Dan Sigmund, and coming at you today. I attended a meeting this morning at the JPP meeting, Justice and Public Protection meeting, sort of to give you an update on the radio project. That was about the only major item of discussion, part of that radio project. You can also watch information about this with the committee that's overseeing that, the Public Safety Radio Committee. They have many meetings. Some of them aren't recorded, which is unfortunate, I believe, because minutes are a lot of times they're sanitized. You really don't know what goes on in discussion. But we're going to be trying to follow those too, just to maintain a little watch on what's going on with this radio project. There was some interesting highlights here. I just want to catch you up with those. But I encourage you to watch these meetings to get an idea on your own what is going on. Today they discussed a little bit about what they called phases 2 and 3. They are getting an outfit in to look over all our equipment now, to inspect it and to make sure it's operating correctly. I guess that should be called maintenance. And we found out that maintenance wasn't done years and years up to this point. We have 9 towers spread across the county, and all 9 simultaneously transmit the same signals. But if they're not in sync, if they're not timed properly, you get a lot of self-induced background noise, and that's always a big complaint. We can't understand, we can't hear, there's too much background noise. They found out if they shut down 4 of the 9 towers, the background noise almost, not quite, almost all but disappeared, and the reception was much better. But that's only a short-term solution to our big problem here. But there's another interesting concept I want to talk about too. So what they talked about today was 2 levels of updates. Dodge County will update their radio system pieces, the transmission and any equipment that they have with that end. But then we have to also think about the updates of the municipalities. Everybody that has the radios, the portable radios, that has to click in with the Dodge County system. Well, Dodge County, we have lots of money. Don't worry about that. We can do our side. No problem. We can do it yesterday with the blink of an eye, $30 to $40 million. But what about the municipalities? How are we going to get them to spend the money? Because municipalities don't have this, it almost seems like a bottomless pit budget here in Dodge County, the way we're looking at spending money this spring, but we'll keep you in touch with that too. But municipalities, they're a little more guarded about how they spend their money, and so that is the conundrum that they're trying to figure out here, is what can we do here? So the consensus is, well, we'll do our part and we'll just see what happens. Sounds responsible, right? Well, how will this all work out? It was a short 17-minute meeting, and what is currently happening, they are spending $67,000 to look over all our equipment. I believe that's what the number was here. It was close to it anyhow. And that is going to be then leaving $20,000 left over of some amount they had set aside for FRPs and everything. RFPs, requests for proposals. So they're wondering if they can use this $20,000 to help out the municipalities and to get the radios checked out, because every time they get a radio checked out, Dodge County will have record that they have that radio, and they can control and know what each municipality has to help them out. But the finance department says, well, that money was reserved and set aside for something else. We don't know if we can use it to give stipends to municipalities. So they got a lot of things to work through yet, and that they have time to do, because they say when this happens. I would like to say when and if this happens. It's going to take 2 to 3 years at minimum. So that's why they want to get the system improved right now for 3 years by retiming all the towers and everything and maybe I would say take 1 or 2 out of the mix to declutter our radio waves. But they're going to do all that testing, check all the radios, check reimbursement costs, and try to deal with the municipalities, answer questions. On Tuesday of next week, I believe there's going to be a walkthrough where 4 outfits that are going to be submitting bids for this radio project are going to walk through and look at all our facilities. I don't know if they're going to look at all 9 sites or what they're going to look at, but they're going to view everything. They'll have questions, and then after that, the questions will be answered after a few weeks. And I guess each request for proposal is like 1,400 pages. I mean, this is a big deal. Now, what was interesting is the emergency management director stated that cell phones have really become convenient to help out in these matters. And I talked to a retired fire chief, and he says, yeah, cell phones, we can carry cell phones around. They have all the information about all the contacts, so you can talk to anybody you want across the county or in the next county when it comes to fire and rescue or whatever. And there's apps that give you all the information about what happens. Right now there's pagers and radios. Well, the cell phone has apps now. They can be a pager, and the cell phone has contact capabilities much more efficient than radios, evidently, because we have to spend $30 to $40 million to get a radio system to try to talk to neighboring counties. How far can you talk with your cell phone across the world? I mean, there is things coming with our cell phones that are actually more efficient and are here already that are more efficient than pagers and radios, but the federal agencies that sort of govern fire and rescue aren't ready to accept it yet. And so they're forcing everybody to hold back and do all this radio pager stuff. Now maybe we should hold back a little bit, because we know the cell phone industry is changing overnight every day. It's just amazing what's going on. We may not have to spend all this money, but that remains to be seen. So I encourage you to view the meeting. We'll have it listed here in this video, the link for that. And then go to the Dodge County homepage and start looking at the meetings of JPP where they talk about this, and then go to the Public Safety Radio Committee site and view those radio committees meetings also. And we'll just keep in touch. That's about all I have for today, and stay tuned.